Hi, and welcome to another edition of What's the Story here on the People Chronicles. By the way, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and on YouTube, because that way you won't miss any of our wonderful shows, because there's so many stories, and I learned some pretty amazing things. I heard a rumor, you know how rumors go, and the rumor was that the athletic director at Hamburg High School, Aaron Menapace, received the Award of Merit for the NIAAA, and I was like, And when I read further, I thought, he's the only one in Pennsylvania. So in all of Pennsylvania, the Award of Merit went to Aaron Menapace. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm pleased to be here.
It's nice to meet you, and thank you for taking the time to come into the People Chronicles.
I appreciate it.
So I have a couple questions. What's the NIAAA?
NIAAA is the National Association for Athletic Administrators.
Okay, so you're the AD at Hamburg High School.
Correct.
What does an AD do?
A little bit of everything. You need to be like the Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
You deliver certain things to certain people is the way I look at it. We're in a service business.
You know, it's nice to hear that. Having been a member of the press for a very long time, some are cooperative, should I say, and others are very, very busy. And so I always honor when people are very, very busy, because I realize there's a lot on your plate. Despite that, because you said you do a little of everything, you're recognizing you're in the service business. Who are you serving first and foremost?
The kids.
Ah.
Yeah, the kids in our community that are in our programs, and their parents and our coaches, and even the fans who come to the games. And we serve our opponents when they come, and we host them as our visitor.
So when you're saying this, I mean, I'm thinking first and foremost, all of the kids, depending on their sport, they have coaches and assistant coaches. So where is your role between kids, coaches, administration, and the public?
A little bit of all of it. I try and tie it all together and have us collectively put together a program for the kids specifically, with all those people that represents our school district and our community in a positive way.
So when you say a program, are you talking about a particular season? Let's pick wrestling for the wrestling season, or are you looking at programs that are more invitational in nature?
Two really. Each specific sport program, wrestling, basketball, football, but they all come together as the athletic program, and we're a component of the school, so we also try and fit our athletic program in the proper places within the school, build relationships with other teachers, administrators.
That's an interesting take on that and perhaps parents don't typically think about. So the athletic department is like the science department or the math department.
Absolutely.
It's part of the curriculum.
Correct.
Have you toyed over the years with adding different sports?
We have. We've added boys and girls cross country at the middle school level and the high school level. We added a boys and girls middle school track program. We've added JV components to high school programs that had none prior. There are other sports that we don't have that some schools do, but you need to be cautious before you add, because you can't detract from what you have. Can't be a jack of all trades.
But the best at some, right?
Correct.
So a lot of times when parents are relocating, a key component is the school district. Does the athletic department play a role in that in terms of the numbers or variety of sports that are offered?
I'm going to say no, because we're not allowed to by PIAA rule.
Oh.
We're not allowed to be involved or have any discussions with anybody from an outside school district until they actually show up to enroll.
Okay. And when you say you interface with the teachers, what sort of cooperation goes on between teachers and how well I'm doing in my curriculum and my studies, reading, writing, and arithmetic, for lack of a better description, and what role does that play in terms of my ability to participate in sports?
Well, I don't want to brag, but I'm going to step out and
go
say...
ahead. You're here to... You should.
One of the things that's very unique about our school district is I think we have the most beneficial for the student academic tracking progress. And we check, everybody checks grades weekly because it's a PIAA mandate. But at some point, and I can't even tell you when, we decided that it's not enough just to check their grades and let them know, yes, you're eligible, or no, you're not. We felt like if you're going to be part of the athletic program, that we need to go another step further. And if you're not academically eligible, or at least in our case, if you have a grade of 75 or lower, which is still a passing grade, we have a responsibility to you as being in our program to help you improve your grades. So we will, at the end of each day, we have a somewhat like a free period, a study period, and we work with guidance. We work with our high school principal, Mr. Spone, assistant principal, Dr. Gravish, and we get those kids help where they need it, sometimes even if they're not failing.
That is going the extra step. And perhaps that is maybe one of the reasons why you are the recipient of this 2015 Award of Merit in the state of Pennsylvania.
I still don't know why this is all happening specifically, because everybody that I call who I think may have had a hand in this, they say, I don't know what you're talking about. So telling my story, I don't know what my story really is yet until I find out.
So you have no idea who nominated you or how it came about that you, Aaron Menapace, athletic director at Hamburg Area High School, is the Award of Merit recipient. There are only 50, one for each state, is that correct?
Yes.
Well, I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
So if you were to look at what you do in the course of a year, I want to ask you what's the most important or the best experience, because that's just too hard. But of the things that you do, where do you find the biggest reward in terms of, these are my jobs, these are my responsibilities, and this is what happens, and that feels good?
Not one of our goals exceeds the mandate to educate and graduate our kids. And when I sit every year at graduation and I see our kids come across the stage, I think that's the most rewarding thing.
That is a pretty cool thing. So I'm hearing from you that education is first and foremost, athletics are important. What is the role that you feel athletics plays in a student's life? We all know there's a very, very few of us that are going to go to the major leagues, so to speak. So what is the role or the lesson that you hope athletics teaches your students and you're looking at them as they cross the stage?
Well, there's one thing. First of all, if athletics didn't bring to the table certain things that I believe it does, there would be no place for it in a school. But every school has an athletic program, and for me, it's twofold. Number one, and I learned this from my mother a long time ago, and as recent as our new superintendent coming in, it's been reinforced. First and foremost, everybody in an organization has a role to play. And you need to know what your role is and be willing to execute it, no matter how out in front, in the forefront, or behind the scenes it may be. And you need to pull up your bootstraps, or as my mom would say, shut up and do your job. So I think it's really important that kids learn what their role is. And athletics is a unique environment in which kids can learn that in a way that they can't learn it in the classroom. In most cases, in the classroom, it's your grade. It's sometimes you collaborate and it's a project and those things. But when you get onto a team, you're part of a team, and you have to sacrifice your individual ambitions sometimes for the good of the team. And one thing I've learned over time in sports, and it's a great teachable moment when it happens for kids, if everybody does sacrifice their individual ambitions for the good of the team, at the end of the competition or season or career, there's typically more rewards for everybody. That's one. You need to teaching them what their role is and how to thrive as part of the organization. The second thing is people don't like to talk about winning and losing. Trying to win is critical. Wanting to be successful is important, and teaching kids how to do that is a process. is something that athletics brings to the table that I don't think you can find in many other places in a school. Our current superintendent is a remarkable guy, and he has this theory or saying, or athletics is a zero-sum game. Somebody wins and somebody loses. And in your pursuit of being excellent, you need to learn how to fail, how to lose, and you need to learn how to succeed and how to win. So that zero-sum game and the education you get from that, those are the two things. The learn your role, understand your role, execute your role with 100% of your effort, and the zero-sum concept where you need to learn how to win and lose, because when you get out of school, whether you get a job, you get to college and graduate, whatever you're doing, you're going to lose and you're going to win, and you're going to be part of a group, be it a church, a community organization, whatever it is, and you have to understand what your role is there, and you have to execute it for the betterment of the organization.
Aaron, I think we just learned why you are the recipient of that award, going the extra step and teaching the life skills, which is the most important thing that you gain from athletics and take with you the rest of your life. It is an absolute pleasure to meet you. Thank you for taking the time.
I appreciate it.
Aaron, what's the story?
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Want to know more about who's doing what in Berks County? Check out the stories on thepeoplechronicles.com.